The man accused of murdering a 7-year-old Edmonton girl in Mill Woods testified in court Friday. He previously told doctors about hearing voices, but did not take the antipsychotic drugs prescribed because he didn't believe in them. Also sharing his previous beliefs in conspiracy theories like 5G, chemtrails, and about COVID-19. 36-year-old David Moss wore an orange jumpsuit and remained partially handcuffed while on the witness stand Friday. You'll remember, this isn't a question of whether or not he did it. The judge-alone trial is to determine whether he should be deemed not criminally responsible for the 2020 homicide of Bella Rose DesRosiers. Now, the details of this story are graphic and touch on the topic of self-harm and suicide. Moss told court he experienced physical and sexual abuse as a child, and after a brain injury as a young adult, it took him a year to learn how to speak again. He frequently used marijuana, and it sometimes made him paranoid. When asked specifically about the 2 weeks leading up to Bella Rose's homicide, he put his head in his hands, saying, "It's hard for me to comprehend the whole thing," recalling a moment in the days leading up where he felt like his soul left his body, saying he saw gnomes or pixies, and he heard a voice telling him it's time to suffer, calling it the awakening. Saying he felt like Bella's father, who had recently died by suicide, needed him to do what he did for both of their souls to ascend. When asked what he thought when he was taking Bella's life, he said, "I didn't think it was real. I thought it was a game or something, screen memory." Saying he largely doesn't remember the moments captured in surveillance video the next day of him lunging at a healthcare worker at the Edmonton Remand Center, but that the graphic video of him covered in blood, hitting his head against the concrete bench in his cell, was an attempt to remove his teeth because something was telling him that they were keeping him from ascending. Also remembers trying to hang himself in his cell with a sheet, but says he has limited memories of the first month he spent at the Alberta hospital, saying he did remember hearing voices, thinking the guards were demons. Moss says since beginning medication, the voices have mostly calmed, but he still sometimes hears a whole bunch of voices as he goes to bed. Moss is expected back on the witness stand Monday for cross-examination. The judge-alone trial is also expected to hear from a number of mental health professionals. From Edmonton, Carly Robinson, City News.